Alright, today I'm talking about the ergonomics of the Ibanez RG body shape. I really like how solid and balanced this guitar body is, so I really wanted to make a video talking about it. So what I want to do is to give some information about this guitar body and what are the ergonomics of playing it, of using it. How does it feel to play it with the picking hand and with the playing hand? And how does it all come together? How do these features integrate? And what playing experience do they give you? I'm not sponsored, and this isn't a review of this guitar or any of the guitars shown here. I have reviewed this guitar. This is my favorite RG currently. It's my RG 5320, and I do have a review of this on my channel, so you can check that out if you like. I'm also not a guitar virtuoso or famous by any means. I do the casual online music thing. My music is on streaming services and on YouTube videos. So anyway, let's jump right into it. Let's start with a basic description of the RG body. What are its characteristics? So as you can see, it has a flat top, a flat back. It's kind of blocky a bit, and it does have that forearm carve. If we flip the guitar over to the back, it has the belly cut, but otherwise that's it. There's no fancy anything else. There's no carve on the bottom. There's no cutaways or contours on the lower horn. You can see here that this has the all-axis neck joint. Most Ibanez have that. Some have the through neck, so they've got the set neck or the set through or the neck through joint. Other brands might have something similar. Maybe some will have the square joint. I know the Ibanez, the Genesis, that has the square joint. But it's pretty high up there, so it's not going to block you from reaching the upper frets. In general, nothing is really going to be getting in your way here. Typically, the output jack is going to be on the corner here, on the bottom corner. So it's not going to get in your way if you're sitting classical style like this. The jack will go between the legs. If you're standing up, of course, it's just fine. You can wrap the cord around the strap button to lock it in. And if you're sitting down standard, usually it's pretty good. It's okay if you're sitting on a chair like this. But if you're on a sofa, like if the chair extends further, you're on a sofa or something like that, and you're not using an angled cable, then the cable can get in the way of the sofa, or the sofa can get in the way of the cable, and you'll have to sit kind of on the edge. So not a deal breaker, not the end of the world, but if you do play the guitar sitting down like this all the time, that is something to keep in mind. And now we can get into specifics. Let's talk about the playing experience for the picking hand. So the experience for the picking hand, the guitar is this kind of blocky body, but you can see the belly cut does a good job of making it seem a bit thinner. So if you're playing with it and you've got your picking hand against right here, and I'll lift the guitar up so you can see it better, it does angle it a bit. So you're not reaching over this block of a guitar. It does kind of lean against you nicely. That plus the forearm cut, as you can see, the arm integrates perfectly on it when you're sitting either in the standard style or of course the classical style here too, like that. So these features do combine nicely to angle the guitar in a certain way where if you look down, you can see what you're playing on the fretboard pretty easily. Especially if you push down with your picking hand's arm, you can angle the body a bit more. Like that, like I'm exaggerating it here, but you can see. Then when you look down when you play, you can really see the fretboard. You're not going to get lost. Great if you're recording guitar, sitting down, really concentrating, or practicing, you can really see what you're doing. And I'll talk a bit more about how it is to play standing up a bit later. Of course, you don't have to be pushing against the guitar and angling it when you play. You can also play with it more up and down, like, because there is the belly cut. But of course, it's not the whole body. You still have all this flat side too. So you can really just play it up and down. And when you look down, you can see the fret dots, the inlays on the side of the neck. This guitar has the white binding with the loom inlays, but some RGs have the black dots extremely visible to see on either maple or white binding. Some have black binding with the white dots. They're pretty easy to see. Overall, I'd say then this guitar is pretty versatile for how you want to sit with it and play it. Of course, interfacing with the picking hand is the bridge. So a lot of Ibanez guitars do have a double locking bridge. This one has the Low Pro. They also come with the Edge bridge, which is feeling more like a Floyd. It's got this fine tuner part more upwards. There are some RG models too with a fixed bridge. Some of them have the Evertune also. So there is a wide variety of choices. Of course, this video isn't specifically about the bridges. I have made videos about bridges, including the Evertune. But basically, you're going to have a lot of choices for what you want your picking hand to interface with. And then finally, the controls. Usually the volume knob isn't too close to the bridge. Maybe on some iterations the volume knob will be closer, so watch out for that. But in general these days the volume knob isn't going to be too close. Tone knob is where the tone knob is, and the blade switch in general is in a pretty convenient place. So let's move on to talking about the playing hand ergos. So along the neck there's no surprises. Of course with the Ibanez it has the thin neck, so it is going to favor more the thumb behind the neck playing. But the neck is the neck, there's nothing in the way, and more importantly these guitar bodies, these models are usually pretty balanced. They balance very well with just the combined the body weight and the horn, the strap buttons out here, so you're not going to be fighting any kind of neck dive with these. And of course the upper fret access is excellent. You can reach up to the 24th fret easily, but as you recall the lower horn, it doesn't have any kind of contour or carve away or anything like that. So of course if you're playing like this, it's just fine. But if you're an extreme thumb behind the neck player like this, you can see my hand is bumping against it. And just a reminder, there is no carve here. So this usually isn't a problem. I'm exaggerating just for the sake of this video. But if you do play like this, then you gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so I can talk a bit more about how all the features integrate and how it feels playing standing up, like playing posture in general. As I did mention earlier, you can tilt the body so you can see the forearm contour here as I shine the light on it. You can tilt the body more by pushing against it with your picking arm, but if you're playing with the guitar lower, your picking arm is going to be more towards the top here, and there's less of a contour, so it's going to naturally push against it more. You can play with the guitar higher, like standing up on the strap, or like a mid-length on the strap, so that way you can do the thumb behind the neck playing without really bending your wrist too much. But if you do have it lower, then you are going to run into your forearm more in this area, and that will naturally push against the guitar more. And I'm mentioning this because if you're used to playing sitting down a certain way, and then you play standing up and the guitar is low, and your forearm is like now here, you can see, I'm exaggerating it, but you can see it does tilt more, so you do get a different playing experience. So as long as you have the guitar high up enough, the playing feel will be as expected, but if you start to get really low, it will start to feel a bit different. So there you have it. Those are the ergos and how it feels to play the Ibanez RG body style. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Did I miss anything? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Of course, this is YouTube, so I have to say the YouTube things, alright? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, print out every frame and mail it. And as always, peace.